We are live. Well, there's all the chat. The chat all just popped up.
Oh, wow.
Got a bunch of people dropping in. Hashtag boys don't cry. Very nice, very nice. Welcome to Alien World Aquatics, everybody. Thank you for the introduction, Dr. Black. If you're still watching. It was a great stream. Hope you had a good auction.
Yeah, this
I am,
fun.
they were fun. I am Scott. This is the lovely Paige, the lucky seahorse. And hopefully have some fun with you guys tonight. Tonight we already got Sandy in the house, Thomas C, Fishy Fun, GRB, Danikin, we got Bob Kaler, Cichlid23, Cody's son, Tampa Tom Fishin', Punchy Paints, people dropping in, Dan Sleep lurking.
Wow. A lot of cool people here.
I know, what people dropping in quick. Well, we got some cool stuff to show you guys tonight, I would say. What?
Nothing.
Don't be scared. Don't be nervous.
It's not a secret anymore.
No, it's not a secret. A lot of people have been asking Paige about her new jewelry line. What is the name?
It's not a jewelry line.
Well, what are you calling it?
The Lucky Seahorse Jewelry and Treasures. I had to think for a
Lucky
second.
Seahorse Jewelry and Treasures.
Yeah.
If any of the mods would not mind putting up a link to the Instagram, it'll be very helpful. I also did want to show you guys some of that pretty soon. Let people. I want to see if we can get some more people in before we show that. I think it's cool stuff.
I appreciate it, baby.
I think it's cool. We got Chevy Fish rolling in. I'm trying to see if I can
Chevy
catch people as
Fish.
they come on in. Teresa Cookie.
Aw.
I love Paige's laugh. Me too.
Thanks, Teresa.
Love it.
Thank you.
It's so nice. We
I
got
always like to put
Dragon
a
Lair.
cookie in the chat for Teresa.
we got Dragon Lair in the house.
Dragon Lair.
Welcome everybody. Alex Breeding Fish. Thank you guys for coming on by
Hello,
tonight.
Alex.
Very cool.
It's nice to see that.
I was honored tonight to join Chris from Multi-Tank Addiction and be a guest on his stream. I was very honored to be on there. It was a lot of fun to be on with him and Ed.
With the great Ed.
We had a blast talking about, UFOs and all sorts of sci-fi movies and games and stuff, and I had a blast doing that. It was such an honor to be there and just, again, be part of this little fish community.
It was a nice stream.
Oh, look at Thomas C.
Thanks,
Thomas C is on top of it. He's like, listen, I know how this Instagram posting works now. I know how to do this. Thank you very much.
He is the new mod.
Yeah, he is
Wait, where's his name?
powerful.
Is it there?
It doesn't show up on the chat for StreamYard. If we were to look in the regular YouTube chat, you'd see his wrench.
Oh my god, I'm still learning.
she got
I was like,
worried.
wait, he lost his wrench.
No, he did not lose his wrench. Mm-mm.
He still needs to kick somebody out. What do you call him?
Ban them?
A troll.
Oh, get
Right,
a
he
troll.
still needs
Yeah, Thomas C
he
wants
still
to get a
needs kick one
troll.
out.
He wants to get a troll. That's hilarious. I guess the only new fish news I have really is fun is the angelfish I had started breeding. They laid eggs on my Zis filter, and then immediately afterward, the other angelfish started eating the eggs, and one of the little eels also had a nice little snack. But I was not really prepared for that. I didn't know that they had paired off, and these two angels laid eggs all over my Zis filter. So I might have to take them out and find a spot for them to see if I can get them breeding. Because it's awesome. And Fishy Fun says, hey, I can finally see your bamboo tank.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes, it is in the background.
Right.
It's hard, right? You're trying to point at stuff, see?
It's so
Making fun of
hard.
me, and everyone's like,
It
you
like
can't
goes
point
the
at stuff.
opposite of where you're trying to go.
Oh my goodness.
Alex
Gnarly
thinks
fish
I should
tanks.
be the laughing hyena.
Ah, Alex, jeez. Let's hear
I
Alex's
feel
laugh.
like hyenas don't have a good reputation.
I don't know. I hope Alex is not trying to throw shade, man. Mess with my girl, Alex.
Whoa.
What did it show? I told Thomas he could time me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we want Cody in here though. You know.
He was so cool about it.
We got gnarly fish tanks in the house. I've been playing some War Thunder with gnarly fish tanks. He's been a
Nice.
really good wingman
Oh.
flying around in these World War II planes.
Great.
Got some skills. We got the best squad award and stuff.
Aw,
Man,
you got the award. That's awesome.
indeed. See if anyone else joining in. Cool. Well, I guess let's show some people some of the stuff you've got going on, because you have worked
man.
very hard on some of these pieces here.
Blood, sweat, and
Let me
tears.
see if I can bring up like from the top. Okay. Let's see. If I do this. Ooh, yeah, let's see this.
Nobody look at it.
So this is the Instagram of the Lucky Seahorse, and these are some of the pieces
Very
she's
good.
created recently. And I wanted to show you guys and see what you guys think here. So let's just leave it on this so people can see a bunch of them really quick and see what they're saying
I don't like it.
in the chat. But I know we've had some very kind words from Rodders. Rodders really
Yeah,
likes,
Rodders is really nice.
likes your stuff a lot. And
Thomas C is really nice.
yeah, Thomas C has said some nice things.
Candy and Bob said nice things in your stream chat today.
And true.
So nice.
It's true. We got Big Tank Hank.
Oh man,
Whoa. All the alarm bells, I like this. What's up, Big Tank Hank?
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you enter every stream? That should be your like signature thing.
I like that because I do hear like the sirens going off. It's like, woo, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's fun.
Indeed. Gotta wait for a second because some of this chat will be a little delayed. Let's see. Whoa, turn this down. Whoa, the phone thing. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at one of these things. I think one of my favorite things that you've made is definitely this. This
Yeah, I like that one.
is really cool. I love the way the light changes the colors on that. Like, like every,
I'm
time the light
obsessed with
changes.
those teardrop beads.
Yeah, these teardrop ones are really cool. I like that a lot. That's really nice.
I like to hashtag it wear water.
Oh, that's
I think
cool.
that sounds cool.
Wear water. I
Wear
like
water.
that. That is cool. I like that. Wear water.
That's my thing.
Interesting. Wear water. That could be a
Yeah.
good name for a brand.
like it.
Wear water.
Yeah. What do you guys
Interesting.
think in the chat?
Um,
I think it's a cool idea because that's really what I'm trying to bring across is like jewelry that reminds you of the ocean or
it's true.
being at the ocean.
Let's zoom in on like this one. Like I really like this a lot. This is one of the first ones that I was like, you have to finish this because I like how it looks. I like the turtles in there and like the turquoise.
Yeah, I like
really
the black
cool.
and the turquoise together.
Those are some
Aw.
nice pieces.
Thank you, Fishy Fun.
Earring. These are bracelets right now. But I suppose you could make
But-
some earrings.
Yeah, I've thought about it. It's not as intriguing to me as making bracelets or
Mhm.
necklaces, but maybe I'll eventually get there.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I like the turtle a lot. I like that color is very pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, I like that turquoise.
Let's also look at this. This is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Got the seahorses and the teardrops on there.
And the pearls.
Yeah, and the pearls. It looks really cool. And of course, we got the the 4-leaf clover charm. Because
The
you know,
bracelet brings you luck.
yeah, absolutely. And I like, that just really matches like your theme of the lucky seahorse.
Yeah.
It's just really cool.
That's what I was trying to do there.
Alex says they look good.
Thanks, Alex.
Chewy is live and in person.
Yay.
What's going on, man? What is happening?
Aw.
And I agree with you. Fishy Fun
Thank you.
says, I like how Paige displays her pieces. Yeah, I remember when you were saying you were going to send me some photos and put some stuff on Instagram. I didn't know you were
Hours
going to.
later.
It was hours later, and I was like, what's happening over there?
I didn't even know it was going to take that long. I was like, I'll send you the pictures in a few minutes. And then you said it was like an hour.
That was a while, but I really like what you've done, how you displayed it with all the stuff that you
Aw.
collected also.
Thank you.
It's really neat.
It's nice to have a bunch of that stuff laying around the house because that's like how I prefer to decorate my house anyway.
Yeah, I was telling some
So I
people that
utilize it.
in the MTA stream is kind of how, yeah, you decorate your house with sea life or
Yeah.
sea themed stuff, ocean stuff. So Bob says he sent those pics
Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you so much.
of some artwork, I believe it was,
Of seahorses.
of seahorses.
From like the 50s, he said.
Nice. That's very
Can't
cool.
wait to see them. Thank you, Bob. That's very nice.
Fishy Fun says the seahorse piece is very nice. Yeah, I like this
Thank
one a
you.
lot. I really do.
Thank
When you sent that one, I was like, that one has to be showed off immediately.
I do like how that one turned out.
Griffin's Fish Room has just joined us. Welcome, Griffin.
Hi.
Alex says, I didn't believe that guy from the Stardust Ranch either. Killing aliens with his samurai sword in his bedroom. Yeah. Yeah, just, I don't know. That was a little suspect to me.
Just a tad.
Everyone's saying hi to Griffin. Let's show another one here. What's the next one? The seashell or the I like how that worked. Yeah, the oyster
I
shell.
like that one. That one reminds me of ocean waves.
Yeah, it's like an ocean wave bracelet, and I love how you put it in that oyster shell. That is really cool. I like how
Thank you.
that accents the actual bracelet. That's cool. And I'm a dude, man. I'm not even like.
I know this probably hates it.
No, I don't. Not at all. I just think it's very creative to see how you've done it. It's very cool. Dr. Black, welcome, sir.
Hi, Dr. Black.
Welcome. We're just showing off some of the pieces that Paige has made recently. Hope you had fun on your auction. Did well.
Yeah, the
Fishy
auction was
Fun has a question for you.
Well, I'm honestly very new to making jewelry, so each piece takes me way longer than it should probably. But honestly, I wasn't keeping track of the time. It just went really fast, I guess, and before I knew it, a lot of time had gone by. But each one I made after that, I got a little faster at. But I would say at least half hour.
You were doing
I'm
that.
not good with time.
You were doing that for way longer.
I know.
You were doing that for way longer. It took you a while, but then also
because sometimes I'll try something or certain beads together, and I'm like, no, that's not it. And then I'll have to change it up.
I know you're messing around with the connections and everything, and the connectors, everything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm still learning a lot, so it takes me a while still.
And Dragon Lair says that's an abalone shell, Scott. Fair enough. Abalone shell.
Nice. I like my abalone shell.
Shui says tomorrow's April Fool's Day. I wonder what I can find in the vault. Interesting. April Fool's jokes, man.
I forgot that was tomorrow.
Yeah.
I knew it was April 1st, but I didn't know
It's
it was
now. It's right
April
now.
Fool's Day. I guess because every day now seems like we're in some other alternate universe. What's
We're
going
in that
on?
weird alternate universe. Absolutely. Interesting times. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. And then also the necklaces that you made. I like this one too.
Thank
That was
you.
really cool. The Nautilus shell.
Yeah.
That's a really cool one.
Thank you. I like that one.
That's very, very nice. The mermaid next to it. They're kind of looking at it. It's cool. And then this. You got the close up, and you got the lucky seahorse necklace.
I just had to make it. I don't know if I like it that much, but I was just trying something out.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's nice. I think it's a good representation of the kind of. I like that. Wear water. I like that idea.
I know. I like that too.
I like that idea a lot. Wear
I'm
water.
trying to hashtag all my stuff with it now.
That would be cool. Everyone hashtag and Instagram wear water right now. All right, let's do this. Oh, we got a good question. Have you been watching Project Blue Book? Of course I have. I've watched all of Project Blue Book. I know Diane Warwick did a song called April Fools. If she is not metal. No, she is not metal. That's true.
Screamer.
Blackie looked at search Instagram. All the ones I really like are not for sale. I don't think. Uh-oh.
Not yet. It's like,
High demand. Yeah, Project Blue Book's a great show. I like that show a lot. It's very, very interesting, and it's a good way, even though it's, it's not all real. It is a TV show, they embellish stuff. It is kind of a good way to learn about some of those older cases from back in the day, instead of, always going to the future. Like, what UFO sighting happened today? It's like there's plenty of sightings that have happened that are well documented, that can be talked about from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So,
right.
it's a good little series to watch. Indeed. Very cool. And on this one, I don't think I saw this one. I might have missed that.
You saw it. But you didn't click on it this time. But you had seen it before.
Fair enough. Oh, man.
Damn.
It's funny. Everyone keeps asking me about this. Alien, you ready to see the Skinwalker Ranch show? For sure. I'm definitely interested in that show. I've done a lot of research into the Skinwalker Ranch, and I've watched the documentary about it that came out a couple months ago, maybe half a year ago. And it's a very interesting place. There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on there, and it's definitely unexplainable and hard to figure out. And it's crazy that parts of our government have spent great deals of money looking into it and researching and sending people there and trying to figure out what's going on. That is a very strange place on this planet. I don't know. What is Project Blue Book exactly? Project Blue Book is a TV show we're talking about, but Project Blue Book was, back in the day, the official project name of the government looking into UFOs and trying to figure out what they were, and it was the way to basically have public relations with the public about UFOs, but it was also designed to dismiss UFOs and find reasons why they weren't real. They were basically mandated to kind of explain away any sightings that came up and find ways that you could tell the public, oh, no, it was just this, it was just that, and that was a project, but there were many parts to it, and it's something you gotta dive deep into to fully explain. But yeah, it's a series about aliens. What's with a billionaire buying Skinwalker Ranch? Yeah, a lot of people have owned Skinwalker Ranch for a while, and they bought and sold it, and I cannot tell you the motives behind it, but the people that buy it do have a lot of money, and they're high profile people. I don't know. I'll have to show you some more stuff on Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
So you can see what I mean.
That sounds interesting.
But just really strange, creepy stuff that goes on there that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, wow.
We're talking
Where is it
people seeing Skinwalker Ranch. Where is it located? If anyone knows where is Skinwalker Ranch located? I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Sounds like Texas or something.
I can't remember. But there's UFO stuff. There's sightings of ghost stuff, portals, and cattle mutilations.
Wow.
Things.
Yeah, like crop circles and stuff like that.
I think there's been things like that, things where I think the families that have lived there over the times, they've had things where let's say you come home from doing grocery shopping and you put all the stuff in the cabinets.
Yeah.
And ultimately, get all these bags of groceries and you put them all in the cabinets and you put everything away in the refrigerator and you go out to your car to do something. You get the last thing and come back out and all the groceries are back in the bags. They're all back in everything where they were.
Freaky.
And it's what.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Weird stuff that shouldn't happen. I don't know. I got to go back into it, so I'm not bro sciencing everything for you.
That's crazy, though.
But yeah, that's a crazy one. And there's supposed to be that new series coming out about it. I will definitely watch all of that.
You know quite a bit about that already, though.
A little bit, but I mean, I feel like
There's
it's
always more
hard.
to learn.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's hard to get solid information about that place because there's a lot of like hearsay and stuff that you got to cut through. But I don't know. The last documentary I watched was very eye-opening, for sure. Definitely some strange stuff I can't explain. Where is? I think in Utah. Is it Texas? Arizona?
We're all like so
Everyone's get Instagram for the Lucky Seal. Actually, for Alien World Aquatics, Instagram.
Alex said he's seen Tiger King. Everyone's talking about Tiger King. It's all over Facebook, all these memes.
Yeah, I've watched like
kids dressing up.
I think I watched
the Tiger King for Halloween.
Most of Tiger King. I think I got like an episode or two left, maybe, to watch of that thing, but
it was entertaining. It was entertaining.
Danigan says, I have seen a total of 3 UFOs, 2 while in the Marines, 1 29 Palms, California, Hawaii, Illinois.
1 Illinois.
Please do tell how you can be holding that little nugget of information in all this time, Danigan.
Need to have an interview.
Yeah, we need to have an interview about this, sir.
Interview with the alien.
We need to set this up at some point. I couldn't look away. Chattanooga Ed, welcome, sir. No worries about being late. I was planting.
Well, nice.
What are you planting?
Planting or plotting?
Plotting, planting? Plotting to plant? Alright, so it's in Utah. Fishy Fun says.
Thank you for finding that out.
Utah. Indeed. So it's crazy that blood parrot over there, guys, Chubster, for the entire hour that I was on the stream with Multi-Tank Addiction, he was literally in the Stargate, just in the middle of the circle looking at us. It was so funny. The whole hour.
He's so cute.
Also, hold on. I think someone else said, Dragon Lair says I've seen 2. Dragon Lair, we want to hear about this as well. Sigma 23, I saw a bright light in 86. Can't remember much since then.
Like of anything? I think you have an encounter there.
Yours is the only channel that will not think I'm crazy admitting it. You know, that's an interesting topic to bring up that I think is interesting to me is most people will not say anything about what they've seen to most of their friends, family. Excuse me, it's because I think there's this what's called the giggle factor. You know? It's basically when you tell...
It makes me giggle.
Makes you giggle. But it makes people, you tell someone something and they kind of like giggle, laugh about it, and,
Yeah, they laugh it off.
And they laugh it off, and it's just, I think there's a lot of BS out there, but if you never listen to people and you never find out what they've seen, I mean,
then you'll never
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's also a lot of people don't even look. I mean, think about, for people that say they've never seen anything, that they've never seen anything crazy, weird in the sky that they can't explain, how much time have you spent looking?
Right.
Because I've spent a lot of time, a lot of hours looking at the sky trying to find things.
Yeah.
And most of the time you see nothing.
What did you tell me before, statistics show that the majority of sightings happen when people, walk their dog and go out for a cigarette?
Yes, the most common people that seem to report sightings is there's a commonality. They were either walking their dog, or they were smoking a cigarette, or they were in a hot tub. Because in all those things, you're probably looking up at the sky once in a while.
Chilling outside.
So those are 3 activities that if you do on a regular basis, you tend to be more likely to see something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's definitely a thing. See, some people just are so worried that someone's gonna, think badly about them because they might have seen something that no one will believe.
Right.
And it is a real thing, and it's hard to get past.
Plus, I think people are careful of other people's religious backgrounds. And
There's religion, but there's also work. Some people at work, might look at that in a weird way, and people
Yeah.
get confused, or people get worried about that. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. It was originally known as the Sherman Ranch. Many good podcasts on it. Yep, there's a lot of information on that. A lot of people seeing something around there. Anyways, the second time was a long story. Saw ETs too. Jeez, man, that's crazy. We need to get some info on that, man. The page factor.
The giggle factor.
The giggle factor, the page factor. Oh, I love you, though. Fishy Fun says, I wonder why the cover up all this time. If I had to make a guess, well, I want to see, why do you think, let's say, as a given, the government knows that extraterrestrials exist.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they would not tell us and they would cover it up? Why would you think?
I don't know. I think different things. I think one reason could be they don't want to cause like massive panic and stuff like that. But I also think they try to keep a lot to themselves so they can basically plan everything out, how they want everything to go down, and keep things from us for a certain amount of time so that whenever they do release it, it's going to be to their benefit somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, I think they think it's smarter to keep certain knowledge to themselves and then do what they want with it, I guess, first.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, that's a good reason. It's a good reason. When people say that to me now, when people say that you think people would panic, I don't think so. I don't think people would panic.
I think more so in the past.
In the past, maybe,
People are more
but I
open to
don't
things
think people would
nowadays,
panic unless they were like, hey, they're here to destroy us. We have 3 days.
know.
Then people would panic. But I don't think if they were like, hey, listen, there have been things we found that have been, watching us, recording us, and sampling, water and land and animals.
I feel like they may have like plans for our fear though. Like if they did tell us all of a sudden that these things exist or whatever, or like make up something to like scare us even, they can manipulate us better when we're in fear and we feel vulnerable.
Yes, we give them
and
more of our
they can
freedoms.
get certain things out of us, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When people are scared, like even in the situation here, people are more willing to give up their freedoms.
Yeah, or
for
like
things like that.
Maybe it's a way to get money, or who knows?
There you go.
Change the economy. Like who knows what they're thinking? I don't know.
Indeed, I would say, in most cases, say follow the money.
Yeah.
Follow the money, and I believe it is a money-making thing for a big part of it. But there's also power.
Yeah.
Money and power is what people really want. I mean, think about once you have all the money in the world and you're already super rich, what do you want next?
I know.
You want power
and respect.
You want power and the ability to change the world around you in the way that you so choose.
Right.
So, I also believe that by talking about power, you're talking about technology. Having the ability to do something with technology that nobody else can.
Or that everyone wants.
Correct. But I've also, like I said in some of my other streams, I think that if we did have this technology that's more advanced, we don't want to just tell our enemies what we have.
Yeah, that's
you don't
a big
just
part
give
of
up
it
your
too.
secrets like
They don't want everyone else knowing.
Yeah, you don't want to just give up those secrets, but before it gets too late in this chat, let me go to this. The one in 29 Palms was the one that freaked me out the most. I think about that night and the hair on my neck still stands up, scary shit, because the human mind does not want to believe what it is seeing. Well, what did you see? I want to know what you saw. We gotta talk. We gotta talk, man. Personable parrotfish? It's true. Danica says, because of the secrets they hold benefit the USA. Exactly. They benefit the USA monetarily and with power, with air power and superiority and space and everything. And yeah. My mom said she's seen a UFO up over her house and she could see the aliens looking out and moving around the windows. Wow. There's one video that I know of where it is, you kind of see something like that I think has some merit to it. Created the phrase conspiracy theory. Yeah, that was a created phrase that was made to discredit people that were studying these things. It was an amazing experience for me and my date that night. Only got scary when the ETs showed up. Wow. Seal 23 says it's all about the money and control. Yep.
Yeah.
People see stuff around the world, so they shouldn't be making people think they're crazy. Scott, I think you are close. I don't know. I think there's always a reason to, you should always follow the money. I mean, because that's what will lead you to most of your answers. A lot of it can be traced, and it's money, man. When it comes down to it, we all want power and money. Yep. Stealth bomber is a great example. We had the stealth bomber for years before it was released to the public. I mean, billions of dollars were spent on that project. We never knew. There are people saying that stealth technology was taken from the designs of a crashed spaceship that we got. We kind of learned how to do stealth through that. I don't know. I was breeding fish. I've seen that video you're talking about. Yeah, the one in Turkey. There's a bunch of videos. What is the tattoo on Paige's arm? Is it a UFO?
Yes, it is trees.
Yeah, she got a
I
UFO
cannot
trees.
find this camera. Trees and a UFO with a little heart on it. It's really funny because this tattoo is significant to me because obviously aliens and the alien. But the trees, it's crazy. Like, I didn't bring a picture with me to that tattoo shop or anything, but I kind of wanted it to have a feel of like being at your house, here, because it's got, it's surrounded by trees and like forest. So it's funny though, they got the trees that are right out front of his house exactly right on my arm, which is
strange.
insane.
If you look out front of my house, that's
and I didn't even see
exactly
that right
the way
away.
those three giant trees.
Like the height of each one and this amount of space in between them.
It's very strange.
It's like those trees, and it's just, I feel like this tattoo is even more special now because of that. And I didn't realize right away. Remember when I saw it, I was like, hey, this is like the exact same.
It's nice.
So cool.
Worked out pretty well.
It's a cut rep tattoo.
Civil 23. Remember the government lied about Area 51 for 30 plus years? Yeah, it's funny if you think about that. You know what Area 51 is, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was funny, like, the government would lie about its existence because it was technically classified. So they were not legally allowed to say this exists. So people would go up to these people in, like, high-ranking military positions, and they would show them satellite photos of the base and be like, this is Area 51, it exists. They go, nah.
Jeez.
Nah, it's not, it doesn't exist.
Here are the receipts.
It's like, no, here's the photos from, like, last week.
Yeah,
That's your base.
Right.
No,
Hello.
no.
Here's your sign.
Yeah. People panic now and hoard TP because of the virus.
Yeah, I mean, but do you see how people react to a virus that is, it's worse than the flu, and but it's not going to turn you into a zombie or something. But do you see how people react to that? How do you think they'll react to aliens or like people can't act right with different people? This is a whole nother species,
Yeah. But I don't know how it would change people's day-to-day lives necessarily. If the government is completely in control of the release of it of what we know, if they were just like, listen, yes, we have found things, and that we do have crashed objects, and there were bodies, and they are out there, but we don't know everything, and that's pretty much all we got.
I mean, there's going to be a huge majority of people that are like, we knew it, like, it's about time, this is coming out, like, when can we meet them? Like, there'll be people that are excited about it.
That's called Pandora's box, because once you release a little bit, you can't keep that door shut. You can't say, like, the president couldn't go up and say, hey, aliens actually do exist, and we're sorry for lying for a while, but they do exist, and we just want to let you guys know. Immediately, you would want questions: where are they? What do they look like? Where are they from? What do they want from us?
So even if it's not people freaking out and panicking, it's going to be that flood of questions and wanting to know more and demanding information. It's going to be a different kind of riot.
Danigan says the one in 29 Palms was 200 feet off the ground. I was on guard duty. All I had was an M16. I was scared shitless. Was not sure at first what I was looking at, but as fast as it came, it was freaking gone.
Dang.
That is very interesting. Man, I gotta know way more about this. I never reported it. I did not want to get thrown. Jeez. It's interesting. Yeah, I assume it'd be tough to report that to your superior officer, but how do you? I don't know. I mean, but that is a threat to national security. If you're guarding something, Daniken, and you see some kind of object coming towards whatever you're guarding, I would assume you would have to call it in, be like, hey, be like, hey, this is the front, this is the security gate, kind of like Daniken, if you know about the Rendlesham Forest incident, I mean, that's you kind of described what they said, and they had to call down and say, hey, there's something up here, we need, someone to come check this out.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Daniken. That's very, very cool. The brig, not bruh. Yeah, the brig. Then they moved their nonsense to Colorado mountains, and they admit just doing routine experiments at Groom Lake. Yeah. Other thing is Groom Lake is Area 51. Groom Lake is the test.
Another name for it?
Groom Lake is the dry lake bed that they launch and land aircraft on, experimental aircraft that when you're testing an aircraft out, you might need more space to land than you think.
Yeah, right.
So they use these giant old lake beds in the desert that are completely flat.
They're dry.
They're all dry and they're flat, and they can land anywhere pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And there's also no one out there. So they do use Groom Lake and Area 51, or they at least they have in the past, to test other countries' aircraft that we get a hold of. Let's say a Russian fighter jet crashes somewhere and we get a hold of it. They're going to want to find out how they get their jet to work, what kind of things they're working with, what's going to be the strength of their aircraft versus ours. So they're going to get it going, and they're going to put that aircraft up in the air versus one of ours, and they're going to test out the capabilities. Because, if you go to, our aircraft and, some of our, submarines and stuff, if you wanted to know how deep a nuclear submarine can go, that answer is classified.
Okay.
They won't tell you how deep it can go, because then they're telling you the capabilities.
Yeah, and they'll try to surpass that.
Correct. Just a lot of the times, the top speed of some of these new aircraft, they won't tell you the top speed.
They'll tell you a range or something?
They'll say it can go at least Mach 3, at least Mach 5, and it's okay, well, that doesn't mean you can't go Mach 10. You know what I mean? They're not going to tell you the capabilities. It's classified. They're not allowed to. Because you don't want to tell your enemies, let's say I have a nuclear submarine, and they were and I tell you that I can only go, say, 2,000 feet down. You're oh, well, if we just make a submarine that can go 4,000 feet down, you can never catch us.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't tell them that.
That's right.
I don't know how I got on that rant. People in the chat. Fishy Fun says, my problem is the government lies and expects us to trust them. Yeah. Yes, it's tough, and then some people in the government are telling the truth, and at the end of the day, the government is just us. It's just people. It's just there's a select group of very rich, very powerful people that get to make some of the main decisions. But most of the government is not bad. It's just normal people like you and me, but a lot of the important stuff is compartmentalized to only certain people, so you can't give up the stuff.
Right.
Look up Event 201. Coincidences? I will look that up after the stream. For sure, sir. Event 201. They can't say they exist. Look how people freak about this coronavirus. But I don't know, man. I think it's a different thing. I think it's a different thing. They're not going to be like everyone staying in your house. Plus, I don't think they're necessarily. If we're talking about realistically the government coming out with disclosure, I'm still a proponent or saying that they're doing what's called a slow drip disclosure, meaning they're not going to just all of a sudden say, hey, they're here, let's put them up on a podium and so they can say hi to you. No, the first thing they would do is they would tell you that they found either, they would tell you that they found water somewhere that can sustain life, which is they've already said that on different planets in our solar system that there's possibly water underneath ice, like Europa, the moon of Jupiter, that there is a liquid ocean underneath that ice. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to tell us that they found microscopic life. They're going to tell us they found bacteria or these little things. Then they're going to start telling us that they found a bigger organism, but it's not going to be intelligent life. Then they're going to tell us that they found some artifact or some building that's ancient ruins from millions or thousands of years ago that they found on some planet or moon. So then they're going to tell you that there's intelligent life, but don't worry about it because it's millions of years old and not around anymore. So we get the idea that yes, we're not alone, but they're not really here right now. You know what I mean? It's a safe way to disclose it. And then, they might be like, oh yeah, we've actually had some things later. But that's going to be the progression of what's called slow drip.
Right.
They're not going to just be like, boom, here it is. They're going to tell you microscopic. Then they're going to tell you there's a fish in Europa. You know what I mean? There's going to be a fish swimming around. They'll get on a camera, and that'll be famous for a year. And then they'll tell you that they found some ancient thing that we don't know what it is. But it's a building that we didn't make, and it's on some moon somewhere. I'm telling you, there's going to be this slow drip.
What do you think the timeline is for that? Like you said.
I don't know. The other thing is
that's
that's what I think their plan is. But I also think they want it to be as slow as possible, and they only drip out what they have to. And if there's a mass sighting, like if the public sees a mass sighting, we get enough people video recording it, that might have to push things forward. That might mess with the plan. So it's my opinion that if disclosure actually does happen, it's not going to come from the government. It's going to come from some kind of mass sighting that can't be disputed. Something that's seen by so many thousands of people and recorded. I don't know. And they'll be like, all right, well, here we go. But I don't know. That's my theory. That's my theory.
Definitely sounds possible.
Single 23. What do the craft look like, Danikin? What do you say? I think I'm seeing aliens. Not going to be good day for you, Gunny. Would not have heard that shit. Would have sent me for a psych eval. You think so, man? I'm sorry. I feel bad. Honestly, if someone's serving our country, a Marine, someone that's
credible.
That should be, someone that's trained to observe, to be on security patrol, holding a weapon and a powerful weapon. You should trust what they're thinking. They're serving our country. If they legitimately come to your superiors and say, hey, I don't know what it is, but there's something out there, and I don't, hey man, you should check this out with me. Maybe we should look at this. Maybe.
Don't close our eyes to this.
Maybe you send up a helicopter, because that's what they're for. You send up a Cobra, or you send up an Apache, man.
Wow.
Why are you buying all these fancy toys if you're not going to use them? Gosh. Man. I heard Patterson Air Base was the original Air 51. I've heard things like that too. Patterson, Ohio. Well, I heard that's where they took the material after the Roswell crash. That all that material was flown in 2 or 3 separate planes to Wright-Patterson in case one of the planes crashed. They would still have some of the wreckage. There's a good video of a UFO flying over Mexico, I think, and then goes into the sea, and you can see it traveling under the surface. Yeah, that's another topic that I eventually do need to get into is USOs. Not a UFO, it's a USO, unidentified submerged object.
Oh, wow.
So things people see under the water that either move crazy under the water and they're lit up, or a lot of the times they're seen leaving the water or entering the water
Wow.
and then going into space and coming back.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's
That's really cool.
absolutely. The Philadelphia experiment. Yes, the U.S. naval experiment about making a ship invisible.
Wow.
It was supposedly an experiment where the government was trying to see if they could, I guess it's disputed, they were trying to see if they could make a ship actually invisible, like a battleship, or if they could teleport a ship from one spot to another.
Jeez, that's
And the
crazy.
story is supposedly that they got it to work, but there was a malfunction, and that it did move from one place to another, but a lot of the crewmen that were teleported with the ship were found halfway in walls. Like they teleported with the ship in the wrong way.
Right.
So their bodies were half sticking out of concrete
Oh my God.
and like in the metal and like cut it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
So they were supposed to be like, that was covered up. I don't know.
How could they do that?
I don't know. And that's one thing I've heard about that whole experiment. But how do you verify anything? I don't know how, unless we find a whistleblower that was actually there or in charge of that project. I don't know how we push that forward anymore as researchers of mysteries or of classified information. I don't know what else we could possibly do, because if something like that actually happened and it did go that wrong, you would never want to tell the families of those people what actually happened. They would sue the government for billions of dollars, and they would get all over the news. I don't know. It seems like a bad idea.
No more so.
But it's an interesting thing to bring up, Jellyfish. Was not circular Chevy, more arrowhead looking and super fast. Interesting. Phil Schneider said there was an 8-story underground complex of aliens and high-level security stuff. Yes, I know all about Phil Schneider and his story. He has some interesting stuff, and I'm torn on his stuff. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that I don't know how he would know, and it sounds like he actually might have been a contractor that did work on building underground bases, because it's a real thing. I don't think that's far-fetched. A lot of people do work on building these underground bases, and they do exist. But some of the stuff he said is, I mean, it's hard to believe. Not that I'm not writing it off totally, but with any kind of extreme situation like that you're claiming happened, you need to have some extreme evidence.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like nothing.
Yeah, and the problem is also a lot of his videos are very grainy and the audio is very bad. It's hard to find good quality stuff of his lectures.
Oh, wow.
But yeah. Can you play devil's advocate? Please, Zen Ginger, welcome. And yes, I encourage that. I always try to do that in my own head. I try to get my own idea. And then I was telling Paige the other day, I was like, I try to think of things to break that idea down to see if it holds up. So absolutely. Danikin says little or no sound. That seems to be a very common thing. Sending for psych evaluation shuts down tons of people, I'm sure. But nowadays, there's so much stuff. There's so many legit fighter pilots and stuff coming out. Captain David Fravor, there's so many people that are legit people that you can track who they are and their clearance levels, and that they're not insane people. You can, that have too much evidence. Okay, let's see. Santa23 says, not today, Zen Ginger. Yes, Zen Ginger.
She said, oh, okay, Clarence.
Let's see what you say. Oh, okay. Clarence. And a strange, almost sulfur smell in the air, and everything was going super slow motion. Interesting. Sulfur smell has been a thing that has been reported.
Yeah?
Actually, in some older UFO cases. One where someone was in the forest and they reported seeing some very strange being that was kind of floating off the ground. They remember having a very high level of sulfur smell. So that's not uncommon, Danikin. I have heard of cases of people referring to smelling sulfur.
Like maybe that's how their UFOs operate or something, like using that somehow.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a
No.
good theory for that, to be honest.
I don't know.
It's just an interesting thing that you find some of these commonalities that come up if you're thinking like a
But you've heard it
detective.
from different people.
I've heard that before, the sulfur thing. Zen says glowfish are alien. Well, there you go. If you
Yeah.
have an alien sighting, you can share. Let's see. I've not heard Zen Ginger be on the devil's advocate question here, or comment. I'm looking. I'm looking, please. Dragon Lair says, mine made no sound and was 100, yes.
Years probably.
Away from me? Meters? Yards?
Oh.
Yards, maybe? And was there a weird smell, Dragon Lair? Yeah, we should all find out. See, you know, if you don't share this stuff with other people, you'll never know how many other commonalities people might be hiding also themselves.
Yeah.
You know, be like, oh my god, I saw that too. Like, this is what?
It's like nice
You know?
reassurance, right? It's like,
Yes.
oh, that was real.
Yes.
I did witness that.
Fishy Fun says, what if other life doesn't survive on elements we need?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure I follow. What do you think? I'm not sure.
Like they use different elements, or like they
Like,
have different requirements for survival. Like we depend on, oxygen and things
Sure.
like that, and vegetables and things that are here on Earth. But
well, that's
maybe they
interesting.
live off of something completely different.
Well, that's why one of the theories, and a lot of people report that when people say they see the gray aliens and the generic alien that you see,
Like our friend.
like our thing, people say that those the people that say they've seen them say they seem very mechanical and emotionless. So
Really?
if life, like you're saying,
So
doesn't
not like your typical alien. At
yeah,
all.
they seem like very emotionless. They don't seem to care. They don't seem to care about pain or pleasure of hurting someone or not hurting someone. They're kind of just worker bees. People
Okay.
describe them as worker bees.
Hmm.
And yeah, people say, what if the life that comes here that's investigating us can't survive in our atmosphere, like you say.
Right, and that's why they don't hang out here.
They build these artificial life forms, these gray aliens. They build them to be their worker bees and send them here to do things.
Maybe.
And that's a lot of people say one of the biggest problems for humans having travel into deep space or staying in space for a long time is that the radiation kills everything.
Right.
And your body can't take it.
Yeah.
So maybe you have to create these artificial life forms to go out and do the exploration for you.
Right.
You can't just, you
So you're
can't.
thinking of aliens as like a middleman, kind of.
A very, very advanced drone. Just like we send those little drones, little propellers up and looking around people's yards and stuff. It's a very, very, very advanced drone
Right.
that's just here to explore and get a job done. And that's it. I don't know.
It's very interesting.
Wow, I'm sorry, I went on a rant. Lucky Source, can you see the pics I sent on Instagram? I'm not sure where your phone is.
I don't know where my phone is. I need to check it out, Bob. I will definitely let you know.
Dragon Lair says his was cigar shaped and had a light on one end that was illuminated the ground under it in a big circle. Interesting. Zenjin, so you weren't murdered? What? Got hardcore all of a sudden. Nope, Bob. But I might feel better if it was. Oh no, what's happening? Zen, what is going on with
I hope
Zen?
you're not sick.
I hope you feel better. What's going on, Zen? Oh no.
What's going on? I hope it's not the corona.
Oh no. Scott, they would have thought I was nuts. I don't like talking about it here, but because it's you. I appreciate that, buddy. I mean, we can talk, privately
Safe
if you
space.
want to. I'd really like to know, but
Safe space.
I think it's important to talk about some of these things. I mean, I've seen some things and recorded things that I didn't share for a little while because I was just like, I don't know who to tell or who cares, It's, there's been people in my life that, that talk to about UFOs that literally when I try to
They
talk
roll
about
their eyes
it,
at
they
you
well, not
and
only that they don't
zone out.
believe, they literally don't care. Like I'd be like, so what if the government said aliens exist? I was like, how would that affect your life? They'd be like, I wouldn't care. I would still just go to Starbucks tomorrow and I wouldn't really
You're talking
care.
about exes or
And I was like,
something.
no,
Those
no.
exes don't care.
Coworkers, coworkers, the people that are intelligent that
Yeah.
you would think would be like, oh, this is interesting information.
Right.
I mean,
I think it's important to, like, even if you're not a strong believer of something, I think it's important to hear people out sometimes and just, take it however you want to take it, but like give them a chance to tell you about it. You can do what you want with that information.
Dragon Light says I was in a convertible with the top down, parked with my date. I started the car. See, that's another position. You're chilling. You're looking up at the stars. I started the car to leave as we headed down the dirt road. I rounded a curve and three men shaped things probably were standing in the middle of the road. I'm probably pretty sure, and that's very strange.
Road in white.
Road in white coverall type clothes and helmets. Yeah, I mean, if someone came, you'd assume they probably would have to wear some kind of space outfit or some kind of protective suit. Who knows?
Oh wow.
That is very interesting, Dragon Lair. One of the guys got stuck into the actual ship. What?
Got stuck.
Fishy fun. Check out Shag Harbor. Know all about Shag Harbor. I know about that one, but I'll definitely check it out. I mean, there's so many things, like so many cases that you hear about, and you can definitely go deeper into and really find out a lot more than just the basic stuff. But it's sometimes hard to find. Whistleblowers end up mysteriously dead. That does happen. A lot more recently, I think that has been stopping. There are, people that are trying to come out that have mysteriously ended up dead in this field. A lot of the times now, I believe people are bought. I think it's a lot easier for people to get bought now because,
everyone needs money.
Yeah, but it also is, there's the technology out there to get stuff out to social media so fast that sometimes it's hard to cover things up. But it's not like they don't have the money to erase you. If they wanted to erase you electronically from the world, they could do that and make it so you never existed.
I'll give you, It's true.
We got to get to the bottom of this chat. Whoa, it's going a lot. Man, I'm sorry if I'm behind on this chat. We got to catch up and end this stream soon. Wait. It was so nuts, it's hard to believe half of it. I'm trying to catch up. But the part of him saying, they're going to kill me for this, I'm not depressed, I don't have medical issues, yet he was dead a week later. Yeah, there's some people. But wait, are you talking about Phil Schneider, I think? Very cool gnarly fish tanks. Yeah, there's that's one thing that people can find out about. There's a lot of patents for things that you'd be surprised exist. That they're like patents for technology that you're like, what? Yeah. You're like, we have that?
Yeah.
I'll look into that. Gnarly fish tanks.
What did you tell me before? Like you said, the Germans actually designed the almost UFO looking.
Yes, the Germans in the end of World War II, during the end of the war, were designing saucer-shaped aircraft.
And they were testing out like gravity.
Anti-gravity, yes. That's about what's called the Nazi Bell, and they were apparently testing this device that was supposed to either be anti-gravity or affect time, or things like that. And apparently, some of their scientists died horrific deaths and radiation deaths and things like that. That's a very interesting topic to get into. The whole connection between the Nazis and UFOs and back in the day. And
I remember when you were watching that documentary on that, and I had never seen those before. I didn't know.
Absolutely. Cool. Man, I love how everyone's so interactive in the chat about this stuff. Yeah. It's so cool. I really do appreciate, especially Danikin and Dragon, sharing some of the stuff with us because, sometimes it takes sometimes people just will not say anything for years and keep it in and just they might have valuable information that you don't
They
know
might
is
even
valuable
ponder, am I
until you
crazy?
say
Am I
it.
seeing stuff? Like sometimes people question their own, sightings. So
You know, and that's what I did when I had the sightings of all the orbs flying around for over a week. You know, when it first started happening, I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "What if I actually am?" Like, I had to
Yeah.
consider that. What if I'm actually there's something medically wrong with me? What if I'm just seeing something? What if what if it's my problem? So that's why I called people from different locations in Maryland and said, "Can you see the same thing I'm seeing?"
Yeah.
And they all said yes,
I
and their
know.
girlfriends and their wives all said yes. We can see this.
Yeah.
What is it?
Right.
So I made sure I wasn't the only one. You
So
know,
that's
and
smart that you did that.
I tried calling the news hotline,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried to let the one of the new major newspapers and news people places in D.C. I tried to let them know, and they replied, "But the closest window to go look is all the way down the hall."
Oh yeah, that's
I was
ridiculous.
like, "Well, what do you want me? Are you kidding me?"
You can't walk down the hallway.
You can't walk down the hall when there's an active UFO sighting happening with thousands of things flying around outside. You can just go look and see it for yourself and see that I'm not crazy. Just go look. But they didn't.
I wonder if they got so many calls in the past that were just like fake or prank
But
calls.
I know, and I
they go
said
and look
that.
and there's nothing.
I
so
know, but
they're
I was like,
"Oh, here
listen,
you
I
go
know
again."
you're gonna think I'm crazy. I was like, I know. I was like, but listen, the evidence is literally actively while I'm speaking
I
to
know.
you. You can go look.
Yeah.
And it'll take. You can find out if I'm crazy,
like
and then
it-
hang up, and then we're
yeah.
done. But you didn't even look.
It's a
So I got
shame.
discouraged by that.
Of course.
I kind of felt like, oh, I'm the crazy man, you know. So then I didn't call any other news hotlines
Yeah.
because I figured they'd probably say the same thing. I tried to call the UFO reporting center over and over and over and over, Peter Davenport, so I could report it. Not only just report it to him, but I wanted him to be able to look and say, hey, look, I know you're across the country, but look.
Yeah.
Look at what I'm seeing. It's actively right now. You want a UFO sighting? It's going on. It's been going on now for over a week now. No one cares. There were literally people that I showed. They saw what I was looking at. They were like,
video.
and they were like, I don't know what that is. What is that, Scott? And I was like, I don't know. And then they just went on with the rest of their day.
Did they take video like you did?
I don't know if anyone else took video, to be honest. I don't think so. But it's just interesting. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think people would panic. Because I've shown people things that you can't explain what it is. And people are kind of freaked out. But guess what? 5 minutes later, they just go on with the rest of their day. They have to drive to work, or they got to get home to the kids. They got to make dinner. And boom, it's out of their mind.
Yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with. That's why I think people are not going to freak out so much. But I will say this, guys. I hope I'm not missing any of the other questions and things in the chat or any of the comments. We will definitely have to catch up with some more of this with Dragon and Danikin and anybody else that wants to share this stuff. Please email me at alienworldaquatics@gmail.com if you would like to be on the stream and talk about this stuff. Or if you want to just talk about something, I will always 100% offer confidentiality. If someone wants to tell me something and they don't want their name brought up, I will always honor that no matter what. I think if you're looking into this subject, if you want to be taken seriously or if you want people to actually open up to you, sometimes you have to be willing to be anonymous. They don't want to say anything about who they are.
Yeah.
So I will always honor that and never say anything. If someone wants to tell me something and just keep it between us, I'm absolutely willing to do that. But
you know what I'm picturing?
What?
Like if you were to do an interview, but like the person wanted to remain confidential, and it's like this other
Blacked out with a funny
it's
voice.
Like a weird voice.
I don't know how to do that, but if
Wouldn't that be
anybody knows how to
hilarious?
do that, like the blacked out voice, or even
Or
if
like
you
a
want
paper
to,
bag
or even if they
something.
wanted to do that, even if we knew who they were,
like
just on
a
purpose.
weird.
That'd be hilarious.
Was it?
I like that idea.
What show is it where like all the adults? Oh yeah, where all the adults have a weird voice. Charlie Brown. It would be like Charlie Brown talking, but all blacked
Yes,
out.
yes, exactly, absolutely. Ed, I don't think I was doing FishTube or YouTube stuff when I saw these sightings. I think it was a little before
Oh
that.
yeah,
Was
it
it?
was before me too.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but it was a while ago. It was at least 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, I think, that I had those videos. But I still have all the videos, and I still have, everything, all the pictures that I took.
Wait, there was
What's up?
something that Zen Jin said up there that made me laugh.
This? I feel like the R is
no, I think
pressing
it's
everything.
further up.
Please, no. Question everything. Zen Ginger, please. Yes.
No,
Question
go up.
everything.
She plays that devil's advocate up here. It's funny.
Where?
Somewhere up there. There we go. Wait, is it that one?
I don't support.
No.
I don't suppose
no,
you.
it's
What?
not that one.
Jeez, how far are we going?
There we go. There we go.
This?
Yeah, that's funny.
The crazy people with genius ideas. I don't know 57, but when I hear hooves outside my door, I think horses, not zebras. Just playing the what if game, not being snarky, I swear. No, absolutely.
I like it.
I
like that. I think horses, not zebras.
I know, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like
Absolutely.
that.
It's kind of like Occam's razor, meaning the most likely thing
Yeah,
is probably,
logical
the most likely
yeah.
thing is most likely to
Yeah.
happen. But, absolutely. I always do that. I always try to think what is the most reasonable situation.
Look at
thing.
623 response.
This?
Yeah.
If you were in Africa, they would be zebras. After that's hilarious.
You never know.
She just says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed this. Then I'll go. I don't suppose to think I know, Kenny. No judgment. I just think if we had that tech, we wouldn't want to share with the masses. We keep it secret. Exactly
Yeah,
right.
that's what we were saying.
You would not want to give up that technology to your enemies or to make money. Absolutely. I have to." Scott, after the stream, go back and try to hear my story all the way through. We will definitely do that. And Dragon Lair, like I said, I think one of the best things to do for Danican and for you, if you could email me, like, the actual story, kind of in sequence. We could talk about it a little more in detail, and I could kind of get some questions back and forth with you for that at some point soon. But
and
at some point soon.
Interview.
And have an interview or something if you're willing to. But I don't want to make you think I'm trying to skip over this as fast as I can. I just am running out of time for the stream, and we will definitely go over this again. But man, I always have so much fun with these guys. They always have really good information, and I don't know. I like it. I like to hear your opinion on these things too, because I think some of the stuff is new for you. Some of the stories or the sightings people come up with or things like that, and I really do enjoy sharing that because it's just fun, and everyone seems to be.
I'm glad you have an
enjoying
outlet,
this stuff.
like another outlet, because I'm always willing to listen and happy to. But I mean, like another outlet where you can discuss this kind of thing with multiple people at once and like get a conversation going. I'm glad like you have that.
I mean, when else would you have the opportunity to reach people all over the country, all over the world, that might see things exactly? They're just in a different position to have seen things. And Danican being a Marine, I mean, he's in a rare position to be able to see certain things that we would not get to see.
I remember you said a lot of people that have sighted things have been pilots, which makes sense.
Oh yes, lots of pilot sightings, especially the recent ones that have come out, and yeah. All right, guys, we're going to call this a night for our stream, but thank you so much for all the mods, for posting the links, for, I didn't really check everything, but Teespring or PayPal, the Lucky Seahorse, and Alien Instagrams. Thank you very, very much, and we will catch you guys next time. We will start getting some more people up for some interviews, I hope.
Nice.
Alien World Aquatics, gmail.com. Hit me up, people. Anything else you want to say for today?
Sigrid said, I bet Paige can't sing a song without giggling. It's so true,
Where?
I cannot.
Oh,
I
maybe.
cannot. Even thinking about singing a song without laughing makes me laugh.
Thanks, Danican. Alright, guys, have a great night. Take care, and stay safe out there, everyone. Hope everyone's okay. And Zen, I hope you're feeling okay. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't skip over some in the chat with that, too, but take care, guys. Bye, and
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Peace.